Your child sits quietly in the corner, stacking the same 3 blocks again and again, perfectly and beautifully alone. You watch from the doorway, coffee growing cold, quietly wondering why they never look up when you walk in. You call their name softly once, twice, 3 times. They do not turn. Something quiet stirs inside you. Morning light fills your living room. Your toddler lines up toy cars in a perfect, uninterrupted, silent row. Other children at the park shout and laugh and reach for each other. Yours watches the spinning swings alone. You have read every parenting book on the shelf. Nothing quite explains the particular silence between you and your child. Your child flaps their hands when excited, a private language written in motion that only they truly understand. Bedtime follows the same ritual every single night. Change one small step and their entire world completely falls apart. They can recite every dinosaur name at age 3, yet struggle to say the simple words, "I love you." The texture of a new shirt sends them into visible distress. You have learned to cut every single tag out. You notice your child never points at passing birds or planes. They simply watch, somewhere quietly behind their eyes. Pretend play seems invisible to them. A toy teacup is just plastic, never tea, never a story unfolding. You feel a love so fierce it physically aches, and underneath it, a quiet question you are afraid to ask. What is happening inside that beautiful, extraordinary mind? What world does your child inhabit when no one else can enter? These ordinary, everyday moments hold answers. 10 signs, hiding quietly in plain sight, are finally waiting for you to see. Autism spectrum disorder, or ASD, is a neurodevelopmental condition affecting approximately 1 in 36 children in the United States today. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reported in 2023 that autism diagnoses have risen significantly across the past decade. ASD is not a disease. It is a different neurological architecture, a unique and remarkable wiring of the developing brain. Researchers at Harvard Medical School describe autism as a spectrum. No 2 children experience it in exactly the same way. Early identification before age 3 dramatically improves outcomes. The brain's neuroplasticity is at its most powerful in those first years. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends formal autism screening at 18 and 24 months during routine developmental pediatric checkups. According to the NIH, children who receive early intervention show measurable gains in language, social skills, and adaptive behavior. Studies from the UC Davis Mind Institute reveal that average diagnosis still occurs after age 4 in most American families. This gap between first parental concern and formal diagnosis represents years of missed opportunity in the most critical developmental window. Parents are often the very first to notice something different. Research confirms parental intuition is a reliable and powerful early signal. The first sign researchers identify is atypical eye contact. Neurotypical infants instinctively seek the human gaze from birth onward. Studies in Nature Neuroscience reveal autistic infants show declining eye contact patterns as early as 2 to 6 months old. The second sign involves delayed or absent language development. Most children say their first words between 10 and 14 months. Children on the spectrum may have rich internal worlds, yet struggle to convert those worlds into shared spoken language. The third sign is repetitive behavior, clinically termed stimming, including hand flapping, rocking, or spinning objects with great repetition. Stimming serves a neurological function. It regulates sensory input, providing comfort and predictability in an overwhelming perceptual environment daily. The fourth sign is insistence on sameness. Disruptions to routine trigger genuine neurological distress, not behavioral stubbornness or simple defiance. The fifth sign involves heightened sensory sensitivity. Autistic children may experience sound, light, texture, or smell at dramatically amplified intensity. The sixth sign is limited social reciprocity, reduced response to one's own name, and minimal shared attention behaviors with caregivers. The seventh sign is absent or limited pointing. Joint attention, sharing focus with another person, is a foundational social skill. The eighth sign is preference for solitary play. This differs from shyness. It reflects a different social motivation and architecture. The ninth sign involves difficulty with pretend play. Symbolic thinking develops differently in autistic children, often appearing later or distinctly. The 10th sign is highly focused special interests. Children may develop intense encyclopedic knowledge of narrow topics from very early ages. Dr. Simon Baron-Cohen of Cambridge University describes these interests not as obsessions, but as deep, passionate, systematic intellectual engagements. Autism is not caused by vaccines, poor parenting, or diet. This has been confirmed through hundreds of large international studies. Genetic factors contribute significantly to autism risk. Over 1,000 genes have been associated with autistic traits in global genome studies. Advanced maternal age, premature birth, and certain prenatal conditions may also increase likelihood, according to research from Johns Hopkins University. The autistic brain shows meaningful differences in connectivity, particularly between regions governing social processing, sensory integration, and executive function. Neuroimaging studies at Oxford's Department of Psychiatry reveal altered neural pathways that shape how autistic children perceive the entire world. Understanding these neurological foundations transforms how we interpret behavior, not as defiance or indifference, but as authentic sensory experience. Consider the human gaze as a social bridge. For autistic children, that bridge is architecturally different, not absent, but rebuilt. Research from the Marcus Autism Center shows autistic children often focus on the mouth rather than the eyes during interactions. This is not disinterest. It is an alternative social navigation system, gathering information through entirely different sensory pathways than expected. When you look into your child's eyes and they look away, they are not rejecting you. They are regulating themselves. Eye contact produces measurable neural overactivation in many autistic individuals. Looking away is a self-protective neurological response, not cold indifference. Language development in autistic children resembles a river flowing underground before surfacing. The words are forming, quietly and invisibly. Some children develop echolalia, repeating phrases from television or conversation, as a genuine bridge toward developing original speech. Echolalia was once considered meaningless. Researchers at McGill University now recognize it as a functional communication strategy and language scaffold. Other children may be nonverbal, yet demonstrate sophisticated understanding through assistive devices, picture exchange systems, or meaningful gesture and expression. Speech is only one channel of human communication. Autistic children may be fluent in channels we have yet to read. Stimming functions like a thermostat for the autistic nervous system, continuously calibrating internal sensory temperature in an overwhelming perceptual world. Hand flapping, rocking, and spinning release endorphins, reduce cortisol levels, and restore neurological equilibrium when the sensory environment becomes stressful. Suppressing stimming, historically demanded in therapy settings, increases anxiety significantly. Modern neurodiversity affirming approaches encourage safe and healthy. Think of an autistic child's routine as a precisely engineered load-bearing structure. Remove one beam and the entire system trembles. Unexpected transitions, altered environments, or changed sequences activate the child's threat detection system with the genuine force of a fire alarm. Visual schedules, countdown timers, and consistent rituals function as architectural scaffolding, allowing autistic children to safely and confidently navigate. The autistic sensory system operates like a high-resolution microphone in a world designed for standard speakers. Everything arrives amplified. A humming fluorescent light, imperceptible to most adults, may register as a deafening roar inside an autistic child's auditory processing system. Sensory-friendly environments featuring reduced lighting, minimal sound, and soft textures are genuine neurological accommodations, not indulgences or overprotection. Joint attention, the ability to share focus with another person on an object, is a cornerstone of early learning. When a child does not point at a dog across the street, it reflects different attention-sharing pathways, not emotional disinterest. Yale Child Study Center research shows joint attention training in early intervention produces significant language and social developmental learning gains. Solitary play in autistic children is often rich with internal complexity, elaborate systems, patterns, and invisible logic of their own. Rather than forcing group play prematurely, experts recommend parallel play and sitting nearby without demands as a respectful and gentle bridge. Pretend play differences do not indicate impaired imagination. Many autistic children possess extraordinary imaginative capacity expressed through building, drawing, or the absence of traditional pretend play may reflect a preference for systematic, rule-based, reproducible thinking over open-ended symbolic representation. Special interests function as the autistic child's natural learning engine. Passion ignites attention. Attention ignites memory. Memory ignites genuine mastery. A 3-year-old who knows every beetle species is not strange. They demonstrate the deepest form of human intellectual curiosity. History's greatest scientists, mathematicians, and artists likely showed profound autistic traits from their earliest childhood years and experiences. The autistic brain is not broken. It is differently organized, a parallel operating system running on extraordinary and unconventional architecture. You are holding this knowledge now. You watched, you wondered, and you stayed present. That is exactly what love looks like. If these signs feel familiar, you are not grieving a child lost. You are beginning to truly and finally see them. Early diagnosis is not a label that limits your child. It is a key that unlocks the support they deserve. Speak with your pediatrician today. Request a developmental screening. Trust the quiet inner voice that told you something was different. Early intervention, including speech therapy, occupational therapy, and behavioral support, can reshape developmental trajectories in profound and lasting ways. Research is unambiguous. Children who receive structured support before age 5 show significantly better outcomes across every measurable developmental domain. You do not need every answer today. You only need to take the next small, brave, and courageous step forward. Connect with communities. The Autism Society of America and Autistic Self-Advocacy Network offer guidance, authentic belonging, and amplified voice. Listen to autistic adults. Their lived experience is the most powerful map for understanding your child's inner landscape and genuine needs. Your child does not need to be fixed. They need to be understood, accommodated, celebrated, and unconditionally and fiercely loved. The world your child inhabits is not lesser. It is layered, precise, and magnificent, a universe parallel to your own. History belongs to minds that perceive differently, to builders, pattern finders, and those who saw what everyone else entirely overlooked. Unlock the silent world of your child's mind, not to change it, but to enter it with open wonder. Every sign you now recognize is a doorway. Each door you open brings your child closer to the life they deserve. See them, hear them, champion them. The greatest legacy you will ever build is understanding the extraordinary child before you.